Hi there, my name's Elliott, and as a notary public, if there's one thing I value, it's being smooth. From the gentle glide of a well-inked ballpoint pen to the purposeful stamping action of my official seal, being smooth is vital to everything that I do. And if there's one brand that values smoothness above all else, it's BMW with their buttery smooth inline six-cylinder engines with gobs of generous, smooth torque. Torque that makes you want to spread it on thick like butter on a pancake. If I didn't know any better, I wouldn't believe that these engines are mounted at all. It's more like the body of the car is embracing the motor, like a crescent roll embracing a pat of butter on a Thanksgiving dinner table. Bavarian Motor Works, more like butter motor works. These cars are simply smooth. What's up everybody? My name is Elliott, but you can call me the Motory Notary. And remember, you don't need to use conditioner every day, but you should do it every once in a while because it's good for your scalp. Anyway, today I'm back here with both of my BMWs. On my right, or your left, is my 1997 BMW 528i that I originally got from Tyler Hoover of Hoovy's Garage in a Secret Santa style gift giving event. On my left is my lucky penny slot BMW Z4, a 2003 Z4 with 280,000 miles that was originally won at a penny slot in Las Vegas and then driven all the way to Wichita, Kansas, where it has been ever since. Now, on the outside, other than the BMW roundels on both of these cars' hoods, they couldn't be more different. This one's a four-door sedan, this one's a two-seat roadster. They are totally opposite cars for two totally different types of people. But on the inside, or underneath, these cars are actually quite similar. And today, starting out with the oldest of this pair of Bavarian bombshells, this is the 1997 BMW 528i. And when this car was new, it retailed for about $39,000, which was a lot of money in 1997, but when adjusted for inflation, that's like $64,000 in today's money. The kind of guy who would have bought a car like this would have been, a successful businessman, a real estate agent, a very, very successful notary public, somebody like that. And even though $39,000 was a ton of money in 1997, for all that scratch, you got an inline six-cylinder motor making about 190 horsepower and 207 pound-feet of buttery smooth torque. Now, all of that power was capable of propelling this car from 0 to 60 in about 7.4 seconds when mated with the 5-speed manual, which this car has. And that's pretty good, especially when you compare it to the 8.2 seconds that the automatic version of this car was capable of doing. You see, this car hails from the era where the manual versions of cars were faster in every performance metric than the slow, sluggish, slushy automatic counterparts. Now, this particular car, if you can't tell from the outside, has been weathered. It's missing some paint. It's actually got some extra paint right here, and I think it's got a bit of a story to tell. But for that, I think I'm gonna need to perform a special trick, perhaps a Vulcan mind meld. I was owned by a businessman, a man with nice shoes that never saw dirt. He loved me very much, took me to the car wash every week, cared for me deeply. And then, I was given to his son when he was of driving age, learned how to drive stick shift on me, showed me to his friends. His friends thought I was cool because I was a BMW and they all had Hondas. But when he went to college, I was given to another sister. His sister. His sister also learned how to drive stick shift on me, but she was not as kind. She did not take me to the car wash and she was very rough on me. And then, when she went to college, I was forgotten about, left to rot when Hoovy saved me. And then he's given me to another, and now I am in my new home. Over on this side, we have my 2003 BMW Z4. Now, 2003 was the debut year for the Z4 in North America, and they retailed for about $33,000. And when adjusted for inflation, it's about $47,000. If you notice, that's a lot cheaper than the green machine over to stage right. Now, for your $33,000, you got an inline six-cylinder motor, but this time making 184 horsepower and 175 pound-feet of torque. when mated to the 5-speed manual, which this one has, it was capable of propelling this car from 0 to 60 in about 6.7 seconds, which, as you'll note, is a lot faster than the green machine over here, probably because it weighs about 500 pounds less. The kind of person who would have bought a Z4 in 2003 was somebody who was probably recently promoted at their job, a new retiree, or a wildly flashy notary public. Beyond what we already know about the car, let me see if the same Vulcan mind meld technique will tell us anything new about this Z4. Nope, that's about exactly what I thought it would be. Now that we know how both of these cars stack up individually, let's talk about how they are the same. Oh, smell that. Simple green. No, look at them. They're the same. These cars have the same engines. Yes, this one's an M52 and this one's an M54, but you want to know what the difference is? This one has an iron block and drive-by cable throttle, and this one's an aluminum block and it's drive-by wire. Unless you're nitpicking, that's it. That is the only difference between these two motors. 6 years apart, two wildly different chassis, and they have the same heartbeat. Now, let's get them out on the road and see how the same engine in two very different cars performs in the real world. Out on the road in the FreeMW. So what's it like driving a really old, high mileage BMW? Well, in this case, not bad. The engine is, as you would expect, buttery, silky smooth. This transmission has to be one of the slickest shifting 5-speeds I've ever felt. And other than the dangerously loose suspension, it's a great car to drive. I mean, it's quiet, it rides well. Of course, some of that could be the loose suspension I just mentioned. But I am just trying to put myself in the position of somebody buying one of these in 1997. This thing would have been a bank vault. If it's this good with 250,000 miles and 2 high school owners and God knows what kind of treatment after that, this thing must have been unparalleled in 97. In fact, it's so smooth, so quiet, and so good. I have a really good test for this. 1 second. Remember Nelson from the Z4 video? Well, let's see how he likes the smoothness of a well-built 5 Series. What do you think, Nelson? What do you think, dude? You match the interior perfectly. Your eyes are big, but don't worry. Wait until you feel the smooth ride. The 5 Series is the only kind of car I think you can take a cat in without them freaking out. He's doing remarkably well. His eyes are a little big, but he's handling it. Ah, see? That was him singing the praises of how smooth it rides. Neil, did you know that this car makes 190 horsepower? Yeah, in 1997, that was a lot. If this were a Z4, he'd be freaking out. In fact, probably would have jumped out. But because this thing's built like a bank vault and it's smooth and quiet, even a cat loves to ride in this car. And that's saying something if you know cats. All right, out in the Z4 now. Now, this is the first time I've driven the 5 Series and this back-to-back, and I gotta say, it is wild how different the same essential motor feels in two different platforms. Now, obviously, if you drop 500 pounds, lose 2 doors, and take off the roof, the fun factor is gonna go up quite considerably. But beyond that, even though it makes less power in this platform, it just feels so much happier in this car. Oh, the straight exhaust sounds so good too. Obviously the 5 Series is all stock, so it's just whisper quiet. But apparently, if you cut the mufflers off of these engines, they sound fantastic. Now, because this car has the same heartbeat as the FreeMW, but with a more fun twist, I think I'm gonna give it the same test, but with an even more fun animal. All right, go ahead, Zoey. I'll be right back, Charlotte. I'll be right back. My daughter Charlotte was a little sad that she couldn't come with us. Sorry. All right, Zoey, what do you think? This is your first time in this car. I don't even mind you standing on it because these are seat covers. This has got to be your first time in a convertible, Zoey. I'm also guessing that only your butt is on camera right now. Nothing a little camera angle change couldn't fix. But overall, I know your fresh air intake level is increased to beyond your wildest imaginations in this car. But what do you think about the smooth 6-cylinder in this car? Wouldn't you agree that it's more fun than the same engine in the FreeMW? I know I sure would. Look at this, Zoey. I've classified you as the more fun animal, even though I am a very, very open cat fan. And because we're in the more fun car with the 6-cylinder, you're the perfect dog to test it out. Listen to that exhaust note, Zoey. Try not to think about squirrels for 2 seconds and just absorb the BMW experience. Do you hear the poppity-poppities? Do you like that? All right, time to take Zoey home. She's enjoying this a little bit too much and it's getting dark. Well, there you have it, guys. Two wildly different cars, both with the same heartbeat. This one, smooth enough for a cat. This one, fun enough for a dog. And what better pair of Bavarian autos could you ask for under one roof? Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. I usually try to post a little preview of what I'm going to be uploading the next day. Follow me on Facebook. Join my Facebook group. It's a fun place to share memes, and I'm usually in there interacting in the comments. And other than that, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe on this video, and I will see you guys on the next video. Here's some bonus content for you. What do you do when you've got a Bavarian automobile covered in butter? Well, the choice is obvious. Simple green. It's the easiest choice when cleaning butter off of any automobile. It just happens to work very, very well on green BMWs. Let's get to work. That was a generous helping of butter. Ugh. I got like in the crevice. There's like a moat of butter around the roundel. Oh, God, yucky. Oh, making it worse. This has got to be the first time anybody's ever cleaned butter off of their roundel. Simple green, round one. Look at that. It blends right in with that beautiful green paint. What if this is the car detail secret? Car detailers hate him. How one man used Kroger butter to perfect the detailing industry. Oh, I'm just flaking off the rest of this roundel. I'm sorry, Symbol. Oof. I got butter on the ground. Nothing a little simple green can't handle. If you're going to do a butter gag, don't do it to a hot engine. It just made it run right down. So, and as you can see from the little streak lines, it ran right down onto the exhaust and kind of puddled up on top of that engine mount. So this is going to be an interesting smelling car for the next few days. But again, nothing simple green can't handle. Well, it's kind of like a lubricant for that mount if it was going bad. All right, and the rest of it, I think, ran onto the ground. So simple green, it can even clean butter off of your BMW. Oh, you're smiling because you love the BMW so much, huh? Yeah, that's a happy face. Not at all a stressed cat face. Also, this is my first time driving it somewhat at night. And I'm relieved to know that all the dash lights and everything work. Beyond the check engine light. I mean the back lights and stuff. You gotta clarify when you're in a BMW.